Welcome back, everybody, to Final Fantasy V. So we are working our way through the Valley of Dragons to get some dragon grass, hopefully to not make the exact same mistake we did last time. And we also got the Golem summoned, so we now have increased defense. That is definitely going to be a helpful thing. And just for the record, to the people who do celebrate the holiday, happy Halloween, because this is coming out on the weekend of Halloween, and I am especially excited because this is my daughter's first Halloween. So obviously there's not going to be a whole lot done except for walking around in the stroller, but, well, any family time is appreciated. So I'm excited for that. I hope you guys are excited too. In fact, one of the things I'd like to see happen is in the comments below, if you guys want to leave like any Halloween traditions or like movies, games you must play in Halloween, I'd love to hear what you guys do, because like for my family, we have tons of Halloween traditions, or we used to. Obviously, you know, watching It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, because, you know, most of my siblings at least have well, two of us have kids, and then the other two are very happy to be uncle and aunt. So, obviously we have the tradition of watching It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, because we watched that as kids. We also have the tradition of watching a Garfield Halloween, if people actually know what that is, because I don't know how many times I've actually had to have that discussion with people of, yeah, Garfield had a Halloween special. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, they did. We also had a couple of traditions, and none of them were horror-oriented. It was just, you know, celebrating the fact of trick-or-treating. But another thing that I also have started to do on my own traditions is I love... by this time, I love watching the movie Van Helsing at least once. And I know it's stupid, and I agree wholeheartedly with it, but I get some level of amusement from watching the movie around Halloween time. It just, you know, it gets the spirit going. And on top of that, I also love going to like old school horror games, but especially one series in particular, because I've always loved it for its voiceover work. The Legacy of Kain series, and I love watching LPs around this time of the year, every year, just to bask in the original voiceovers that happen in those games. They're really good. I will actually say, though, I do avoid one game in that series, and that is Blood Omen 2. And it's mainly because I don't see how it's connected in the storyline, but, you know, to each their own. So, but yeah, I would love to hear you guys' traditions around Halloween, because everybody's different, and everybody has unique ones that they do. One of the traditions that my co-panelist on Geek News, Stephen Romney, does is he hosts a video series called Monster Clash. I think it's every Halloween. Sometimes he skips a year. But yeah, he's got a Monster Clash coming out this year too. I know a couple of people who do like scary anime, or dig out like old horror-based anime like Vampire Hunter D. So I would love to hear what you guys do. But yeah, it is Halloween, and I'm excited for it because I get to watch my daughter go through Halloween for the first time, probably sleep through a good portion of it. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Because we got our nice little costume, and we'll have fun. But yeah, so while we're making our way through, one of the things that I usually talk about the games that I've been playing, and I have been playing a few games, but I do have a quick announcement for the channel. So people who watch this LP get it first. Well, technically second, but... So people have actually asked for a while now to bring the live streams back, and I wanted to bring the live streams back. I wanted to be able to find a way to do the console games as well as PC games, and it just hasn't worked out. But I am intending on bringing it back with just PC games. It probably means it's going to be a lot of Blizzard games, but we'll also bring in some Steam games too. Aside from that, I'm also going to be doing a live stream of the BlizzCon opening ceremony, because that is next Friday. And I'm excited because I want to see what announcements they have for all the various Blizzard games. In case people didn't already know this, the Overwatch beta actually opened up, and I was hoping to have an invite by now, but it hasn't happened just yet. So, I'm excited for that, and I'm going to be watching the opening ceremony live with you guys. You guys can get my opinion on what they're going to announce and what I think they should announce and whatnot. Am I going to go further than that? Probably not. I haven't seen a lot of live streamers been able to get away with watching the panels live. But since the opening ceremony is free, and I really don't want a copyright strike in that regard, I think the opening ceremony will be fine. And then I will probably... I'll flank off to go watch the various panels and maybe even do a rant and raves about what I hear at BlizzCon. Since I'm the only Blizzard fan I know of. Not really. Look! 'Tis the dragon grass! Yeah, that looks like grass. Yeah, it totally looks like... Feed me, Seymour! That's what that is. Technically, why didn't you get poisoned, guys? What was that? Yeah, I know, right? Grass isn't supposed to attack people. 'Tis possessed. Maybe this is why all the dragons are extinct, baby. And into a boss battle. So, I'm looking forward to being able to watch BlizzCon. If people want my expectations, just in case they can't make it, it will still be up on my video feed. But if people want to know what my expectations are, I've seen the schedule, and I'm excited for the Legion information. Although Legion is not really going to get focused that much, so World of Warcraft is not getting a big focus. I'm also kind of disappointed that we aren't getting a little bit more on Legacy of the Void. It's coming out the following week. So I'd love to see like a making of the game, but instead we're getting a sound panel. So I always look forward to a panel with Russell Brower. So I'm looking forward to that. Diablo 3 is also not getting much of a focus. That's disappointing, especially with all the talk of a possible expansion being announced that would expand the level cap, probably give us access to another class in another area. But they only have a developer panel, so that's kind of disappointing. I know Hearthstone is getting quite a bit of focus. They're going to get a fireside panel and show what's next for them. Heroes of the Storm is also getting a what's next panel, so we can probably see what the next worlds that they're going to create in Heroes are going to be. And Overwatch is obviously going to get a bit of a focus, because they want to showcase probably some new... what's the word they're using for Overwatch? I think it's heroes. They're going to showcase some new heroes in Overwatch, I have a feeling. I would also have loved to have heard if there was something going to be going on after Legacy of the Void in StarCraft. And it's kind of disappointing we won't get that, but I'm still excited for what we will get. I don't really have a whole lot of expectations at the moment. I'm hoping with Legion we'll get a little bit deeper into artifact weapons, and specifically more, like unveiling more artifact weapons that the various classes and specs in WoW will get. I think that would be awesome. Hearthstone, obviously, I'm all up for any announcements. I'm also up for any announcements in any of the other games. But we'll see what the panels actually do deliver for us, for us fellow Blizzard fans. And like I said, I'll probably do a rant and a rave. Like, I'll probably go through the panels that I didn't like, and the panels that I did, and do a rant and a rave about them. So with that business under the rug, yes, I'm going to be live watching the opening ceremony, but that's going to be it. And then I'll split off to go watch panels, and I will give you guys an update at the end of the day, hopefully. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm also looking forward to bringing Let's Play Live back as soon as possible. But like I said, it's just probably going to be PC-focused games, so I hope that doesn't annoy my console fans, but that's the way it goes. The Dragon Grass! Look! It's back down to its usual self! Let's take it and go! I don't want that happening again! Yeah, no kidding, man, right? Now, unfortunately, this is where I realized that I made a stupid. Because I could technically have warped out with the spell Return. Except, I was for some reason thinking that Exit was still in the game. And instead, no, it's a time magic called Return. So I have to do the shameful thing and walk all the way down the mountain. But thankfully that won't take too long because I don't have to look for chests. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and get into some of the games that I've actually been able to play that people wanted to get my opinions on. And I think since I just barely got done talking about Blizzard, let's go ahead and start with this, and that is StarCraft II Legacy of the Void. So people are going, what? If it's coming out next week, or not next week, the following week. If it's coming out then, how did you get access? Any person who has pre-ordered Legacy of the Void, and I'm a big StarCraft fan, it's my first Blizzard game, so I pre-ordered, not only got access to various things in other Blizzard games, they also got access to the prologue missions of Legacy of the Void, which is basically setting up the story for Artanis, where things are going to start off, because I believe the first mission in Legacy is going to be the reclamation of the planet of Ire, the Protoss homeworld. And the prologue campaign, I'm not going to spoil it too much because it's still very new for people, but it basically follows Zeratul. And we've done Zeratul campaign stuff in Wings of Liberty, but we didn't do anything with him in Heart of the Swarm, aside from have him there occasionally. But it was really cool to actually have him be the main focus of that particular chapter, because I know that the game will focus more on Artanis, and Zeratul has actually had a very interesting story up to this point, trying to warn all the races of the Dark Xel'Naga Amon. And so we actually got to have him free a Protoss faction and gain their support while he works with, or he fights the Tal'Darim, which are the basically evil Protoss. These Protoss follow Amon. And aside from that, I'm not going to go too much into it, into the story, but the missions are fairly well set up. I have a feeling they're going to set up how Legacy is going to treat that campaign, and it feels very classically Protoss. The one thing I'm interested in is, in every campaign, both Terran and Zerg, we've had new, unique units to the campaign, and they've been just as cool as the stuff that we got for multiplayer. And I've been totally excited about what you could bring into the Protoss to make that race and flesh it out even better. And unfortunately, we didn't get access to any of that. In fact, I was kind of surprised the prologue missions gave you access to the multiplayer kind of tech tree for the Protoss. And I was like, oh man, I can actually use Dark Templar in these missions. I could use Templars. I could use Archons. I could use Void Rays. I could use Carriers. For crying out loud, Carriers. I have a feeling that'll get restricted when Legacy of the Void happens, but who knows? That's the interesting part of it, is that they don't necessarily have to follow the rules. But I am excited. 2 weeks, man. I'm totally excited. This is the one campaign of StarCraft II that I've been excited for, and I finally get it. I was thinking I might get it mid-2016, and I love the fact that I'm going to get it in 2015. So, I'm excited, and that's pretty much the update that I can give. I'm not going to spoil it, the discoveries that are made or anything like that. But I think it is a good lead-in to where you will start in Legacy of the Void, starting with Praetor. Is it Praetor? No, it's Hierarch Artanis. And I recommend anybody go out and play it if you can. So that's StarCraft 2. The next one that people have actually wanted to know, because I've been kind of vocal about it, is I just barely started up Mass Effect 3. Yeah, that's how backed up my list was, guys. And I've been excited about it because we're probably looking at next year when Andromeda comes out, so things are going to be fresh in my mind. And I've only gotten the first 2 missions done, but holy crap, guys. What a way to set up stakes in this game. Bravo, BioWare, man. Holy crap. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to treat this as if, because at this point, I think the statute of spoiler limitations has run out on Mass Effect 3. People know about the ending and the retake Mass Effect movement and all that. So I'm going to assume that everybody here has actually played Mass Effect 3, or if they haven't, they're not going to. So the first mission was basically, I guess, at some point, after 2, Shepard returned to Earth and had his ship impounded and was released from the military. I was like, what? And first of all, why does that matter? Because he's a freaking Spectre. He's pretty much one of the few soldiers in the galaxy that can do whatever the frick he wants. So I don't see how him getting a dishonorable discharge from the human military is just like, really? We care? But he's there just in time to watch the Reapers start attacking. And he gets to have that ginormous "I told you so" with the Earth military. Because they were like sitting there going, I don't know if I believe you. I don't think these Reapers exist. Blah, 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 blah. Oh crap, it's coming down! And that was a really great way to establish the stakes, because you have to leave Earth. Earth has been taken over. There are pockets of resistance, but it's been taken over. And so your only hope here is to enlist the aid of the other council races to come and reclaim Earth. And they're getting attacked also. So it's like, yeah, this is a tall order. And I thought that was a really great way to set up the stakes. The only thing that kind of bugged me was I really wished I could have had a few more recognizable characters from 2. We got a new character by the name of James Vega, I think is his name. And he's okay. He's big lung. He's a big lug, as far as I'm concerned. And then we got Ashley Williams, and I've been kind of vocal about my distaste for Ashley Williams. Because every time she opens her pie hole, she just makes me facepalm. We're back! Open the gate! Sorry, we're going back into dialogue. We know you're extras monsters! You can't fool us! Alright then. Ooh boy. Guess I have to use my secret weapon, baby. Your charm and wit? Hey, come on in, everybody. The water's fine and I'm skinny dipping. And this is the title of the episode, man. The ultimate weapon, skinny dipping. It's not, but I just, like, really? Mode hopping? That's your secret weapon, man? Okay. Anyway, so, yeah, I have a very fine distaste for Ashley Williams, and I made it very clear in my playthrough of Mass Effect, because I openly chose Liara over her. Although technically I was really bordering on, next time we'll check and then open the gates. Alright, King Galuf. We had no idea, we thought, it's alright. So, I actually will admit, like, when I first played through Mass Effect, I almost wanted to pick Tali. Because Tali's the only female character that I've resonated with at all. Cryo! Grandpa! I was just getting up. Hang on, dear. They're calling. Don't try to talk. Calling. Gil's calling. Gil? Who's Gil? Hurry to where Gil is. Who's Gil? A 700-year-old sage who prophesied your planet's crystals would break. And he's calling her. His long-distance plan sucks, doesn't it? He probably knows something that will help us defeat X-Death. Yeah, because that's how they work. Hang on, Cryo. We'll go see Gil. Must use... I'm guessing dragon grass? Yeah, dragon grass. It's alright, we brought back dragon grass. Really? He's atop this... Yeah, you didn't keep him in your room, Cryle, we know that. Will you go? Certainly. Aye, sure and we will. Let's move then. By the way, where is this Gil? He lives on a small island northeast of the Valley of Dragons, just beyond the continent. Okay, so I guess now we have our breadcrumbs to the next piece of the story that we need to follow. So back to what I was saying. When I went through the original Mass Effect, I was really tempted to go with Tali because Tali was the only character that I actually cared about. Like I wanted to know anything. And here's the main problem: dragons can't be extinct because of this stuff. No wonder he doesn't want to eat it. Yeah, we have to do this. Oh boy, I forgot about this. We'll get into this in a second, guys. No, it'll die if it doesn't. Force it down its throat. Uh-oh. No, Reina. It's all right. Here, I'll have some too. Nom nom nom. Oh, crap. Reina, you like poisoning yourself. Reina, no, she isn't. Reina, that grass is poisoning you. Yes, she knows. Why do you do this, Reina? We just cured you last time, and you're doing it again. Well, this time you're eating it. Logical progression of self-annihilation. First you walk in the poisonous bushes, then you eat them. That's a good boy. Yeah, let her pass out. Reina! No, don't feel bad for her. She did something stupid. She knows poison. She did it again. This frustrates me. Oh, look. Mystical heal. As if plot convenience wasn't bad enough. So, while they're going through this scene, because I really don't want to read this out, this just frustrates me. Reina has done this before, and it was pretty much guaranteed she was not going to survive. And somehow, miraculously, some cure comes up, and she's okay. Same thing happened here, and it's just a little bit frustrating. What about you, Crow? Are you alright? Yeah. I just got called collect. In my head. Poof. Crow! Snake! There we go. I'm alright, really. Just the codec kind of hurts. Jeez, everyone around here goes overboard. Biggest understatement of the video, Bart's. Seriously. You stay and get some rest, young lady. Yes, Grandpa. Thank you, Cryle. Grrr. That's okay. Thank you for helping the dragon. Really? By trying to kill yourself. Okay, it's not that drastic, but she might as well have, because Jiminy Christmas, it's poison to humans. Yes, we get it. You go ahead and say goodbye, Galif. So we can go to Sage Gills. We get it. Let's go see Gil the Sage. Right. Arr. Okay. So anyway, back to Tali. So I actually was going to romance her, and then mainly the biggest reason I wanted to was mainly to see, you know, what her race looked like under the helmet. And I don't think the game ever answers what she actually looks like, but they hint at. And on top of that, the other thing that kind of made me cringe a little bit was, why didn't I want to go with Tali or Liara? Tali is a teenager in her race, as far as they are concerned, which is a little disconcerting to me. And Liara is technically a teenager in her, even though she's like 60, I think is her admission in the first game. She's technically 60, but she's a teenager. So you have to go with Ashley. Screw that. I guess we're talking about this in a little bit. What's this place? This is where Sage Gil lives. Let's go in. Hold. Why? Earthquake? The island! Better get back to the dragon, baby! I thought I was reading Forest. Okay, my bad. That's the way it goes. What's happening to the island? It is sinking! Great! Great, so we can't continue our breadcrumbs here. We don't know what we're gonna have to do to stop X-Death. And it turns out X-Death was responsible. Yep, that sounds like something he'd do. This is what happens to those who defy me. Well, wonderful. I guess our characters are dead. You'll have to wait till next week to find out what happens.